from fear?
Embrace the uncomfortable in a deeper way than, like, I just say that and that's just like a slogan. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. But like, it's I have a kind of a deep understanding of that. Like, I used to have seizures, because I used to have epilepsy, so it's like horrible amounts of fear. And then like now I do CrossFit, which is a kind of like military style workout where literally you feel like you're going to cry every time you do it, and your body, you're literally fighting against your body. And all these things are kind of like general, very specific physical methods, but they teach your mind to push past certain things. And the idea that, like, well, I'm not going to do this, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, is almost like listening to your future self, and your future self going, I would like to be fitter, so please go ahead and do that right now. Never listen to your current self, which is afraid, and it's your reptile brain, and it's all these parts of you that are just trying to get away from things that are uncomfortable and trying to sit on the couch and watch another episode of The Simpsons or whatever. Instead, it's listen to your future self, the one that is better than you, and make sure that you listen to make the decisions based on that.
So there's different kinds of fear. I mean, it'd be a whole fun conversation just to talk about that, but I mean, like business fear. I mean, I went from being an employee to running my own company, and I was pretty freaked out about that because suddenly, not only am I running the company, but I have a bunch of employees. So not only do I have to worry about not feeding my kids, but I have to worry about not feeding 9 other people's kids. And I only have 9 people, I'm not a big company. And I freak out about that, like, holy cow, if I stop making good sales, if I stop bringing in people, these guys, I have to let them off. I can't even fathom what that's gonna feel like in my belly when I have to walk into a room and say, well, you know, we're just not hitting our numbers and it's nothing to do with you. You're a great guy. There's nothing I can do. I'm gonna hire George Clooney, essentially, is my plan. I saw that movie, I think I can do it. But that was a fear that I had to get over. I had to get over the fear of being an employee. I had to get over a lot of fears with regards to capabilities. You want to know a really true and unfortunate gender difference? Men are very willing to say they can do something that they have no qualifications or aptitude to do. We do it all the damn time. And then every now and again we do it, but like, oh ho, we do. I mean, yeah, that's what I do. Right? That's a gender thing. Women feel that they need to be very, very capable and actually have the credentials to match what they're trying to do. This is statistical, it's not me pontificating. But that's really unfortunate, because if you just faked it like we do and hack and just say you can do it, you have way more capabilities than you give yourself credit for all the time. And usually it's that fear of, well, what if they call me a phony? Or what if they say, well, you don't have anything on your resume to do that? I went to this job interview in 1996. I remember it fiercely because I was so frustrated. They were mad because I didn't have a degree. And they were mad that I could fully understand and explain their telecom system, and that I could actually program in the programming language that they needed to use in the telecom system, and that I could actually give them insightful ideas on where they were going next, even though I hadn't looked at their slide deck for where they were going next. But I didn't have a piece of paper. I was so frustrated by that. And then they got acquired by Cisco, and I felt better, because I didn't want to work for Cisco. But I never let the fear, I guess for a while, I let the fear of not having a degree get in the way, because I didn't have that credential. But man, there's so many people in the same camp who never finished off their degree, Bill Gates and all those kind of guys, and believe me, for the higher ed people in the room, don't freak out. Degrees are wonderful, it's great, you can get them, they prove that you stuck it out and did something. But you can never let your fear of your credentials get in the way of accomplishing something. Don't overpromise, that's terrifying. And I want pilots to have a lot of good credentials, and doctors. Just FYI, and people with knives in my body, I want them to have a lot of schooling. Technically, the phrase would be a shit ton of schooling, so that they don't kill me. But us monkeys, the typists of the world, you know, the people who aren't necessarily going to kill someone with our day job, it's okay. We can do it. It's not rocket surgery.